Remember opening a dozen browser tabs and suddenly your laptop sounds like it's preparing to take off from a runway? You could actually feel the heat radiating through the aluminum shell straight into your legs. Right after that cooling fan kicks into high gear, you glance up at the battery icon. You started with a full charge just 2 hours ago, and suddenly you're staring at a red 10% warning. For 30 years, this was the accepted reality of portable computing. Every laptop ran incredibly hot and died quickly. But then, Apple released a computer that is perfectly silent. It doesn't even have a fan inside, and the battery easily lasts 18 hours. To understand how they achieved this, we have to look at why laptops got so hot in the first place. That intense heat and rapid battery drain were never software glitches. They were the unavoidable physical consequences of how the interior components were laid out. Imagine the inside of a traditional computer as a massive restaurant kitchen. The head chef, the central processor doing the heavy lifting, works in one room. The sous chef, handling the graphics, is in another. And the pantry, where the ingredients or data are stored, is way down the hall. Every time the head chef needs to chop an onion, they have to sprint down that hallway, grab the onion, run back, and start chopping. In a real computer, those hallways are the copper traces woven through the motherboard. They connect the central processing unit, or CPU, to the random access memory, or RAM. Pushing an electrical signal across those physical copper lines takes time and requires electricity. When the system forces millions of signals across those traces every single second, the physical friction generates heat. That heat triggers the cooling fans and aggressively drains your battery. The core issue is distance. As long as your computer's brain and its memory live in separate zip codes on the motherboard, the system is physically forced to waste energy. The Apple M1 chip, a piece of silicon known as a system on a chip, or SoC, collapses that sprawling layout. It takes all those isolated rooms and packs them onto one tiny, incredibly dense square. At the center of this new floor plan is unified memory architecture. Instead of a distant pantry, the memory is now one shared central prep table. The head chef and the graphics sous chef stand right next to this table. When the head chef chops an onion, they just leave it on the table. The sous chef can instantly reach out and grab it, without anyone taking a single step. Because the data commute is eliminated, the friction disappears. Without that friction, the chip stays cool, and the energy that used to be wasted pushing electrons down long copper hallways stays exactly where you want it, in your battery. But physical distance was only half the problem. Traditional processors were built like this grid, operating with a one-size-fits-all approach. They generally had one speed, full power. Think of it like hiring a Michelin star head chef and paying them a massive hourly rate just to have them stand there and toast a single piece of bread. It gets the job done, but you are wasting incredibly expensive energy. The M1 chip solves this by hiring two totally different types of workers cores, which act as our heavy-lifting head chefs, and efficiency cores, which act as light-duty prep cooks. The performance cores only wake up for the demanding tasks. If you are rendering a 4K video or playing a heavy 3D game, the head chefs step in, execute the complex recipe, and go right back to sleep.
Most of what we do on a laptop, typing a document, browsing the web, or listening to music, is routed entirely to the efficiency cores. These prep cooks require a microscopic amount of power to toast that bread. By perfectly matching the power of the worker to the exact task at hand, the computer stops wasting electricity on the easy stuff. This precise allocation is how a laptop jumps from 6 hours of battery life to 18. When you pull out of the kitchen and look at the actual machine, the result is a laptop you can use all day on a single charge, without ever hearing a fan spin up. There is no software magic happening here. The battery lasts longer because ruthless physical efficiency has finally been applied to personal computer architecture. When Apple released this design, it instantly made older laptop architectures look antiquated. A computer that requires loud fans and a bulky, heavy power brick suddenly felt like a relic from the past. The rest of the tech industry saw this physical advantage and immediately began scrambling to match it. Competitors like Qualcomm accelerated their own system-on-a-chip designs, launching processors like the Snapdragon X Elite to bring this same all-in-one efficiency to Windows laptops. The 30-year era of the hot, loud, and short-lived laptop is permanently closed. Because as we've seen, true technological progress doesn't always require inventing more raw power. Often, it comes down to intelligently redesigning ensuring existing parts live and work together in the exact same space. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit subscribe to see what we take apart next.